Today we're running through a full day of eating. Previously we did a video where we went through a full grocery haul, but we didn't really break down the calories, the macros, and all that stuff surrounding that you really care about. So today I figured we could go in depth into a full day. Instead of extending this and putting the rest of the day within the video like more of a vlog, I thought I'd condense this down and try to do it as fast as possible. Tyler sounds like he's about to cough behind the camera. Are you good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, before we even get into the video, I want to say that all of the calories, macros, all that stuff is very specific to me. It's something that I've kind of played with and figured out over the years. So go, try for yourself, see what works for you. Don't just listen to me as the one resource. There's so many resources. We're gonna jump right into it. I'm not gonna waste too much of your guys' time. We're gonna cook this up, lay out all the meals. You guys can see the calories, the macros, and how I eat on a daily basis. Let's do it. So this is meal number one. We have 5 eggs, 150 grams of this wild Alaskan sockeye salmon. I love using this just because it's really easy to cook up. Plus you can get the massive bags from Costco here, so it's pretty cost effective. This is generally like a breakfast meal because it's super easy to do. Anything that's a little bit more complicated to make or takes a little bit more time, we'll just do it when I have more energy. I'm not a massive condiments guy just because I find that it adds unnecessary calories, but when I do, that sounds like an ad. I don't use condiments, but what I do, I use Tabasco. Here we have just salt. You guys saw me salting the salmon as I was cooking it. And then I have mustard, hot sauce, Tabasco. Comment your favorite hot sauce below. Generally, I'll just take all the vitamins and minerals that I need in the morning so that later on in the day when I'm more tired, I don't forget about it. In the morning, I'll take 3 supplements with my meal. I take this pretty much with every one of my meals. It's just a digestive enzyme, so I find that helps with digestion. On top of that, I'll have zinc, vitamin D3, and K2, and then I'll have creatine. Now, creatine doesn't really matter when you take it. It's just a buildup over time in your system, so I just take it at the same time in the morning so that I don't forget about it later on in the day. So this meal has a total of 684 calories. This is 43.4 grams of fat, 67.2 grams of protein, and then 5 grams of trace carbs just from the eggs. I'll eat this pretty much right when I get up in the morning. Some people don't like eating right away, but I do prefer doing that just because I find when I get up in the morning, I'm pretty hungry and I like to have a little bit of time to digest before I hit my morning lift, which is generally around 8 a.m. So that's meal number one. We'll move on to meal number two.
This sick son of a bitch killed a baby chicken.
So meal number two, as you guys can see, there was a little bit of collateral damage here with the 1 fried egg. Comment down below if you guys like your eggs runny or overcooked. So here's meal number two. This would technically be like my post-workout meal. So here we have 2.9 ounces of sardines. Most people find these nasty as shit, but I actually don't mind them when I have a little bit of salt. I'll add a pretty hefty amount of salt to pretty much all my meals. I'm not really concerned about my sodium intake since I am training so frequently. And then we have 100 grams of shrimp with the 1 fried egg and 6 ounces of ribeye steak. I'm a little bit higher protein than I'd like to be. I think I'm gonna be around the 56-57% mark. And really, I'd rather be around the 63-65%. 38.7 grams of fat, 73 grams of protein. As I said, it is pretty high protein. And then just a few trace carbs from like the egg and then some of the sardines and stuff, which I'm not worried about, as I said before. One thing that I didn't mention that I take pretty much every day is omegas. Again, I'll throw in the digestive enzyme just to make sure that I'm processing the food okay and I'm not having any digestive issues throughout the day. So that's meal number two. Pretty simple. Again, let's get to meal number three. Okay, so here we have the last meal of the day. This is a little bit of a bigger meal since usually at the end of the day, it's when I make up for whatever I didn't have earlier on in the day. So if I need a little bit more fat, I'll have a little bit more fats, or if I need a little bit more overall calories, I'll just have a bigger meal. Plus, I have the night to digest the food, so I'm not too worried about having digestion issues for the rest of my day or feeling super lethargic. Since I'm only having 3 meals a day, generally speaking, my meals are larger. So if I go even further overboard as far as my calories go in the middle of the day, the insulin spike is even greater, and then I'll have issues with a crash in the middle of my day, which obviously I don't want. So this is about 4 ounces of sockeye salmon, and that's about 165 calories. What I'll actually do is I'll add a little bit of stevia into the salmon, and it makes it like a sweet taste, and that just adds a little bit more flavor to whatever food that I'm having, since I am having similar foods consistently. The 5 ounces of the grass-fed ground beef, 298 calories, and then the 3 large eggs, that's 255 calories. For my last meal, I'm totaling out at 713 calories, 46.3 grams of fat, and then 73.3 grams of protein. This one, I definitely make sure to have the digestive enzyme with it because I am gonna be digesting a little bit more food, plus I am going into a period where I'm gonna be sleeping. So this meal usually happens around the 4:30 or 5 p.m. just because I like giving at least 3, 4, even up to 5 hours before I go to sleep. If I eat too close to when I go to bed, I find out I have disruptions. Well, that is my full day of eating. I think at the end of the day, we totaled out at, so that's again a little bit less than I normally have. This is more of a day where if I'm having higher protein, sometimes my calories are a little bit lower just because the protein is so satiating. But on other days, I'll have up to 22, 23, 24, even 2,500 calories. So I don't want any of you guys to think that this is the diet that you should follow specifically. This is built for my body and what I've experimented with. There's so much information at the tip of your fingers that you really shouldn't be just relying on one source. One last thing that I take at nighttime, magnesium. I find this helps with my sleep and my recovery. That's the last supplement I take. If you guys did enjoy the video, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see next, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.